Boogeyman Ben.
Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Hope everyone's doing well and everyone had a nice day. This video is one that I had planned to do a couple of weeks ago, but just finally got around to doing it tonight. This is going to be a two-parter. I'm going to be talking about a movie that came out in 2006 and also the sequel that came out the movie I am talking about is See No Evil. And I hadn't watched this film until just the first time I watched it was the day I purchased it and the sequel. So I'm really anxious to share my thoughts on the film, and I hope everyone looks forward to this. Please stay tuned. A group of delinquents are sent to clean the Blackwell Hotel. Little do they know, reclusive psychopath Jacob Goodnight has holed away in the rotting hotel. When one of the teens is captured, those who remain, a group that includes the cop who put a bullet in Goodnight's head 4 years ago, band together to survive against the brutal killer. The movie stars Glenn Jacobs, a.k.a. Kane, as Jacob Goodnight. You have Christina Vidal as Christine, Michael J. Pagan as Ty, Samantha Noble as Kira as Williams, Rachel Taylor as Zoe, Penny McNamee as Melissa, Craig Horner as Richie, Mikhail Wilder as Russell, and Tiffany Lamb as Hannah. The movie was written by Dan Madigan and directed by Gregory Dark. Now, I was pleasantly surprised by See No Evil. I had never seen the movie before, like I said in the top of the video. I had heard about it. I remember seeing this image, the posters for it when the movie originally premiered, like I said, almost 9 years ago. But I never got around to seeing it. I don't know much about Glenn Jacobs, a.k.a. Kane, but I thought he was very effective as Jacob Goodnight. I actually really liked him in this film. He's a very different type of serial killer. I really liked the overall story. The method to his madness is very interesting and very unique. I thought the setting of the Blackwell Hotel worked really well. So yeah, I really thought the movie was really well done. I really liked the direction. I liked the music by Tyler Bates. I thought he did a fantastic job on the score. It was very, very unique and different. And on the downside for me, some of the characters in the movie I wasn't really a big fan of. There was some of the acting was pretty bad. Some of the acting wasn't the greatest. Aside from Glenn Jacobs, I thought that Christina Vidal as Christine actually did a good job in this film. And out of the victims or the heroines in the film, I thought she was the strongest. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the film. I liked the moodiness. I loved it was very gory. I liked, like I said, I liked the reason behind Jacob Goodnight's bloodlust and what the reasoning was behind it. There was a twist in it that I kind of saw coming, but was still pretty cool to see. But overall, yeah, it was a really fun flick. If I had to grade this movie on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I actually really enjoyed it. I was very surprised by how much I enjoyed it. So See No Evil 2 picks up directly after the events of See No Evil Part 1. The basic plot is that a group of friends pay a late-night visit to the city morgue to surprise Amy on her birthday, but the surprise is on them when the one-eyed corpse of brutal psychopath Jacob Goodnight unexpectedly rises from a cold sub-basement slab. Their wild party quickly turns into a terrifying sleigh fest as the sadistic mass murderer resumes his savage rampage. You have Glenn Jacobs, a.k.a. Kane, as Jacob Goodnight. You have Danielle Harris as Amy, Catherine Isabel as Tamara, Shalane Simons as Kyla, Kaj Eric Erickson as Seth, Grayston Holt as Will, Lee Majdoub as Carter, and Michael Eklund as Holden. The movie was written by Nathan Brooks and Bobby Lee Darby, and was directed by the Suska sisters. Now, I loved See No Evil 2. I actually liked it more than the first one. It was very surprising. I knew about the Suska sisters from American Mary, which is a film I have not seen. The hook for me on this film again was Danielle Harris, who is fantastic in it as Amy. I think she's such an underrated actress, and I love everything that she does. I also thought Glenn Jacobs was fantastic in reprising his role as Jacob Goodnight. I mean, of course, this is 8 years after he played the character the first time. But he easily fits right back into it. Now, watching these films back to back, I thought it was really cool to see, you know, the difference in look and tone from the original to this one. The original did play much like horror films in the first part of the millennium did. It had, you know, the rap kind of soundtrack. It had, you know, the kids that were always wise talking and everything like that. It had sort of a lot of the stereotypes that you see in a lot of those films. Whereas this one, I thought, played against conventions, and you had normal people. Yes, there's a couple of characters that are a little bit oddball in it, but nothing like in the first film. Kaj Eric Erickson and Danielle Harris. I loved both of them in this film, and really got into those performances. Really stood out for me. But everybody in this film was good. The Suska sisters have a very different directing style than Gregory Dark did for the original. This one's a lot more mood and suspense, less on the blood and gore. Even though it is in here, it's a little bit less than that. I also really dug the music in this film, which was done by the Newton Brothers, and they scored Oculus, which was just a fantastic score, and this one is equally fantastic. So yes, I loved the film. I thought the performances were great. There were a couple that were over the top, but nothing too, you know, horrific to distract me. I thought the performance in this even the ones that were over the top were much better than the ones in the first film. You had a really interesting story. I thought it blends in with the first film perfectly, because this picks up right after the first film. It takes place in the same time frame. So, great cast, great direction, excellent film. So I give this film a 9.5 out of 10. Really love this film, and I'm glad that I own both films. They are fantastic and great additions to my horror movie collection. So that is going to be it for me, and I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch these videos where I talked about See No Evil 1 and 2. Please share your thoughts with me on the film below, in the comments below, and thanks so much again for watching, and I hope everyone has a great evening. Take it easy.